What's up, chosen ones, man? I'm back with another video, and we just gonna chop it up about like codependency a little bit, and like we're gonna chop it up about like really codependency, like and how that really affects a lot of people. I'm about to set y'all up on this real quick, and how it's affected my life. You know what I'm saying? Like not even knowing what the word, not even having knowledge about the word. Like I never even knew that codependency was like a word. Like when we growing up, we know what the word dependent. You know what to be dependent on someone. But then you got the play on words like codependency. But chosen one's just funny because we gonna talk about that right now. I got a couple of notes. Even when it comes to subscribers, like I had to ask myself because when I typed in the word like added to or like helped or like to have someone champion you on, the word subscribe came up. So like YouTube is a funny platform to where it showed me even with that, like a lot of people don't want to post because they don't got a certain amount of subscribers. So even down to the app YouTube, they're telling you on YouTube that it's showing you like, hey, you got this amount of people who supporting what you got going on. And I found like through just like journaling to myself, like self communication is the biggest thing y'all need to do. Like, bruh, you will never ever win in life with that attitude. Like you will never ever because look, I woke up. Let me tell you how the typical psyche works and then how you gonna have to act to break the curse, like break the cycle. Like I woke up, chilled for a little while, did what I had to do, whatever. Then I'm ready to go. Like I got a skateboard. I don't really got a bike. I don't got. Uh, that's my transportation, a skateboard. You know, I take the city bus and the skateboard if I want to, move around. I don't really, what I'm saying, have everything how I plan on having it in the future right now. But chosen ones is like this. It go like this. When you live with people, I always talk about finances because finances is the biggest middle piece that people miss. If you don't make money, you're going to rely on something or somebody or some, an alleyway or whatever it is. You're gonna have to make a situation out of nothing. You're gonna have to sleep on a friend couch. You're gonna have to do something. And a lot of people in society are willing to help you. Like, don't so like that's not necessarily the issue. A lot of people will let you sleep on their couch if you tell them, hey, I want to sleep on your couch for like 4 months, 3 months. They'll let you do that. I ain't gonna lie. Like, especially if you say like I'm trying to get a job and do this, do that. But you gotta know how to talk. You gotta know how to make it make sense. But that's not what this video is fully about. Like, chosen one. Like when you working on your energy and you working on just your overall attitude and spiritual, what I'm saying? It's gonna be a lot of things in the matrix that's going to try to wrestle with, the spirit. It's gonna be a lot of things that's gonna try to reinforce you not being just cool, calm, and collected like that, like how you wanna be. And so it's a good chance that even after you do some shadow work or you do some journaling or whatever you do, it's a good chance that you still just gonna lay on your back and get effed by the world even after you're done. Even when I just did some journaling, I feel in my peace right now, but still you might have to go back. You might have to go back in. You might have to go back in on that again and do some more shadow work or journaling because now that you've wrestled them demons off of you and you got all the mud off you, whatever, You know what I'm saying? You don't chop it up with yourself. You don't have this dialogue, and you don't got some of the smudge off of you. You gonna realize like, hold on. Now I'm just in a state without that extra mud on me, but I still feel violated because all of the time that was wasted, all of this and all of that. You still feel that. Now you're in a phase. Now you're in a phase where you gotta. Now you're in a phase. Now you're in a phase where you gotta do the repair work because you're no longer in the mud, but you're cleansed of that, but you're still like a fresh baby. You still need some to learn how to walk. You still need to learn how to talk. You still need to touch up on the parts of you that's unworked on. For the reason why your life even got back to where it was before was because of that, because of those parts of you that was unworked on. You know what I'm saying? It was never the issue is not the issue. All the fools that mess with you when you are at your lowest is not the issue. They're just bored and just messing with whoever. But when you're in that repair stage, that's like your job, fully responsibility. You know what I'm saying? To catch up. You know what I'm saying? And so you're gonna realize, like, dang, a part of me just want to sit here and rest because of how them demons was working so hard. You know what I'm saying? A part of you just want to sit there and relax. But then you realize, like, you got to keep working and never stop. Otherwise, you'll have a somebody from the past who feel like they're still their psychology still is that you haven't changed yet. So they want to do what? They want to rely on you. They was relying on you not being sufficient. So now, even though you cleanse that off, that matrix formula want to kind of get back on you, like venom, like because now you just have now what it is that you cleansed your emotional field, but that dirt still want to survive on you, like it still want to survive, and you can't be mad at it because being mad at it takes it. Which so when you're mad or you're aggravated or you're offended, what you're doing is you're saying a part of me feels a little bad. So you still have an openness. You still have an openness there, is what I'm saying energetically. So where there's no openness, there's no energy trespassing. That period. Like Trump putting up the wall. That's that. So you'll notice certain people around you will take offense to your health. They'll take offense to your growth because they're like, man, this person trying to box me out of their territory. And so subconsciously they feel all of that. But like I said, you might just sit there because now you're tired. You're like, dang, these people don't give up. They don't just leave me alone. I work on myself, da da da, but these people still messing with me. So you're gonna be in a state of fear, like a little bit of anxiety, or you're gonna be a little thrown off because you see how ravenous people are about this energy thing. You see how demons are and stuff like that. And that can create a cruelty, family, to your trust and to your confidence as a whole. Like I'm gonna just get to the nooks and the crannies of all of this. Your trust and your confidence is the two biggest things that, as a human on planet Earth, you need to have every day, all day. Trust and confidence. Anybody messing with your trust and confidence, and let me tell you, because they throwing you off by annoying the hell out of you. And what that's doing, that's creating almost like a monster like effect. And you're saying to yourself subconsciously that I don't even trust myself because why would I ever put myself in a situation around a monster? So subconsciously, your subconscious is losing trust for your consciousness and saying your messaging down here is sending a message up here saying, what's going on up there? You're not leading us the right way because you got us around somebody who's an animal versus you taking authority and consciously seeing the matrix and making the proper adjustments. They're killing off any type of bacteria that doesn't belong in the situation. You ought to have trust and confidence all day. But when your trust and confidence is in cahoots with a situation, like I said, that isn't safe or healthy, then it becomes more of a dirty thing than a clean situation. Because you don't have the interior dialogue conversation with self. This has to be all day conversation with self. Conversation, it has to be all day, every day, and that can weaken or it could strengthen depending on the exercise of self-talk, self-communication. Because people want to ruffle your feathers because they're scared of this that I'm talking about right now. They're scared of you having this sympathy for yourself, this self, alliance. They don't like it because there's no room. Like I told you, there's no room for chaos. Where's the room? If it's from me to me, I'm talking to me all day. You ever notice how your life was beautiful till you start hanging with a certain person? It's always that one person or them two people because what they did was they infiltrated your energetic space, like your energy, almost like your. Everybody has an energetic field, a force field around us, a energy, a bubble. And the first thing you'll notice with certain people is they'll automatically try to get up in your space, put their arm around you. If they're not that bold, they'll verbally say something that is penetrative towards your ego, like, "Oh, you're skinny. How you get so skinny? What are or they'll do something to let you know that we're not on the same page, and I don't really like you, but I'm not going to just walk away from you or da da da. I'm gonna stand in the situation and make. I'm gonna try to It's about dominance, really, with that. But at the end of the day, family, that's where you're caught up. You don't even have to dominate nobody. Just let them get up in their own psychological about it. Like, oh, I'm gonna dominate them or they're gonna dominate me. Nah, I don't even gotta be that. I don't want to dominate you. I don't need to dominate you. I'm not dependent on dominating you. But a lot of people you'll notice live their life in that black and white survival mode scheme all day. But your only goal is to stay out of that black and white. Like, okay, bet that's what they gonna do. But guess what? All I'm gonna do is take my energy off the table. Take my energy off the table because energy is so crafty, family, because it's a invisible thing. So if you don't start to study energy, you will never ever ever be able to even psychologically fathom or see how people are disrespecting your energy level by coming around you, even with certain voice tones and vocalities tones. Is like they're all that a voice is a frequency. If you tune it to a certain frequency, it can become unhealthy and destructive. I don't even get into a conversation with somebody who's yelling because I already know better. Because as soon as I start to respond to you, you're gonna think that we on the same level. We not on the same level. Because I don't yell at people I love. I don't yell unless you doing something stupid. But I'm not just gonna yell at you. I'm not gonna put a destructive tonality towards you if it's all love. Obviously, it's not. Now, you ought to have trust and confidence all day. So, like I said, if someone's yelling at you all day, what's happening to your self trust? What's happening to your self confidence? It's being warped. It's being deformed. It's changing. It's no longer flow like a water, like a river, just flow. It's no longer peace, tranquility, because that peace and tranquility feeds back into you. When you wake up every day, nothing but a pure opportunity for either destruction or repair. Every day. This is what Satan don't want you to know. Every day. But guess what? People going to position themselves in your pathway on purpose so that you don't just flow down that stream with love and appreciation and self-love. Your life, see, the biggest flex in life, family, is to have a moral, decent, happy, stable, structured. Look at the chakra, the energy chakra. To have all those elements turned on, that's the biggest flex. The biggest flex. This is why they tell you, they try to paint spirituality as something funny, or as a bad thing, or they try to paint certain things a certain way so you don't go towards it. Because if you go towards it, you're gonna be in perfect peace every time. If you try to go, I just remember certain points in my life, bro, where trying to do things to better myself, and then all of a sudden somebody wants to position themselves on the path or near the path, and it's like, that's crazy, psychologically crazy to me. But because I know how the universe moves and works and cycles, then I kind of know how that's an automatic thing that's supposed to happen, unless you're tapped in enough unless you're tapped in enough to literally craft your own path without random people being on it. Like unrandom random people who aren't really random, but it's a trick because it's like they're random to the fact that you don't need them to do the thing that you about to do. Like you don't need approval. You don't, and this goes back to the why codependency is such a plague and such a big thing, is like, because you never needed nobody from the time, well, no, when you was a baby you did, but as soon as you hit age 8, 9, or 10, you always need some people around you. Like we all are codependency to a certain percentage, right? But it's not something that, you don't need somebody to drive you to the store. You don't need somebody to tell you you look good today. You don't need somebody to feed you after 18 years old. You don't need somebody. I could go on a tangent of things you don't need. And that if you was to be self-sufficient in all those areas, that nobody will be able to control you because you don't need them. It's all about, do you need me or do I need you? And so your self trust and self confidence gets obliterated whenever you put your trust. Whenever you, like, it's so deep. It's like whenever you even hop in somebody's passenger seat, it's that deep. Like whenever you even put your body, your physical body and energy in somebody else's, and they're driving around and they're controlling the steering wheel, they're shaking the energy, you're shaking the car around and controlling. Nah, like my 24 hours should be so golden to me that I'm not even putting myself in anybody's environment ever. This is where the self-trust is could be built too. It could be built. This is what the enemy don't want you to know. It could be built. Your self-trust is like, you could be built like up to the point where you're always never looking towards another person. A lot of people build their life off of somebody. I know I could count on this person to look up to me. That defeats the purpose of being a self. Um, Energy vampires is out here, bro. They're out here and they in flux. They'll get it any way they can, bro. Like I told you, just using a whiny tonality near you, going in the bathroom next to your bedroom, whining on the phone, making a whiny voice near you. Why? Because that's going to aggravate you. I know what annoys you. I hear you in there making a video. I'm not slow, but I'ma still do it just because I'm thirsting for that energy of yours. Like I want you to extrovert that energy. Don't preserve it because self-preservation is strength. So when you're self-preserving all your energy, that's strength. That's literally telling people no in a certain sense. So the key word in this video gonna be cosigns. You don't need any cosigns. A lot of people think they need friends or backup or this or that. And the key word in this video is cosign. The name of the game is you do things without the cosigns. It's the cosigns that create the ripoff. The ripoff of energy, the ripoff of integrity, the ripoff of guts, the ripoff of spine. Like I told you, all the energy chakras is being ripped off. Where you want someone to co-sign anything in any part, in any portion of your life, your chakras are being depleted. But you need your energy to manifest. Like I told you, I'm making a video right now and I hear somebody's voice enhancing near me. And I don't know if y'all can hear it, but this is what I'm telling y'all earlier about the way the universe is set up to where if you're doing good for yourself, I'm gonna make it so where you're dependent. So I'm gonna ruin the thing you trying to do for yourself so that you can stop doing what you're doing because I really don't like what you're doing. I can hear you in there doing something and I want that energy. So you're being ripped off, really. Living with anybody, hanging with anybody, just being around people, bro. You'll notice the first thing you do when you try to separate yourself is that somebody's going to try to place themselves either verbally, physically, visually. They're going to place themselves in a place that they feel like is going to grant them a higher percentage of taking what you're doing or taking the attention of anything. Give me, if I can't stop what you're doing, let me get your attention or let me get something that's diverting you off of what you're doing because the thing that you're doing is going to put you in such a position where you're going to be able to actually uh move forward with life. Actually, like, you know what I'm saying? That's like the worst thing the devil ever going to want. So it'll rip you off. So it'll have you walking around like, what the F? How is it that I am not 100% able to just move freely without any subscribed humans? And this is like you ever heard in the Matrix where he was like, I'll show you how deep the rabbit hole goes? This is one of those things. I watch other YouTubers talk about abstract ideas for hours and become totally, one of the biggest YouTubers out here. Owen Cook, if you know who that is, a communication coach. It's like he talks about the same type of vibe I'm going with the videos. Um, he's just a life coach teaching people how to communicate better and how to like not be an energy leech or be a sucker or a loser out here. Just, you know, develop. And my boy Arlen Moore, shout out to Arlen Moore. I love Arlen Moore, but just be a better person, bro. At the end of the day, and they're just giving you the game, like on the how not to just sit around and be like almost worthless with value. Like you know, you're not even you. A lot of people have a lot of value, but they're not even meeting the standard of like regular life, like a job in a house, take the city bus back and forth. That's totally free. You go to the temp agency, get a job, and I think the buses is free right now. Everything's free, but people won't even meet that bottom line